There we go. It Restream just literally is like, no, I'm not gonna allow you to stream when this can get privated. Um, all right, I found a decent image for a thumbnail, so we're just gonna go ahead and upload this. I have to export it as something safe for. How do I do this? I completely forgot. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Edit. Edit would make sense. Edit would make sense, but crop or resize. How do I resize? Oh, markup. We have to do the show markup button. Show markup. And then we can do this. Uh, to 16 by 9. So the width is okay. So we found the height. You know what? I'm gonna do this. It's demented. It's horribly demented, mind you. It's horribly demented. But uh, I partially think it's funny. All right, say my name. Say my name. Irdo. All right, where is the stream? Thank you, Bing. So for those who don't know already, um, ChatGPT can actually, uh, como se dice? It can actually, what am I saying? Bing can create images. So ChatGPT Plus allows you to create images with Dolly 3, and it's not free. Like you have to, pay for it. But with Bing, you can. It's a little slow, but if you want a decent, just like image, you can do it. Okay, so what we're doing today is we are going to create, or at least start creating the UI for this sort of Chat GPT thingy mabob. Um, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I just know that I need certain things. And I should probably not have the preview on for the stream, or else it's just gonna make my poor little MacBook cry. All of this is being streamed on my MacBook, which I love that I can do with the M1. I want a MacBook Pro that has USBs on both sides, is way more powerful, can start playing games. I think we're chilling. Like honestly, like as soon as they start really getting more developer support, and I guess that just means Apple supports developers, we'll have gaming on a computer, and I'll have like an all-in-one laptop, Apple MacBook. I love Apple products. I also love Windows products. Trust me, like the Surface is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I got to play with one before I gave it away, but it was just like a beautiful, like you can touch, you can. Ooh, don't like that. Um, Sorry, there was a bot message, and I can't manage that right now. Oh, oh. Anyway, we're just gonna start getting to work, and whatever happens is gonna happen. I'm gonna do a better thumbnail later. Right now, it doesn't. I'm sure people are gonna find it, but what I've noticed with a lot of streaming content is that people find it after the fact. So that's what I'm gonna prioritize. So what I want to do, trying to figure out what's the best way to do this. So I think today what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make the calendar component, and I want this to be extremely simple, really dumb. Next makes this pretty simple, and eventually I'm going to need Prisma. I don't need Nux. No, I need a database. I need backend services. Technically, I think I'm just gonna use Next because I'm lazy, but I could also use just React and then just add pieces. But the thing is, there's a stack that I like to use, T3, and all you have to do is tell it sort of what you want, because honestly all we need is I need the front end, which is React, we can use Next, and then we need the back end, which is also Next, or which is also React, and then we need a database. I don't need NextAuth because I'm not messing with that. The only thing that I'm messing with is I just need backend services. So I'm gonna go ahead and look up how to start up the T3 stack because I completely forgot. I completely forgot. Okay, so what we're doing, I'm gonna use Yarn because I don't really like and I think I'm gonna zoom in too, so what will your project be called? Period. Period should drop me into the same thingy. TypeScript or JavaScript or TypeScript, excuse me. Will you be using Tailwind CSS for styling? Yes. Would you like to use the TRPC? Honestly, that's fine. Yes. None. Prisma. No. And you know what? I want to go on a mini rant right now. I really like Next. I really like Next. The thing that I hate is that it's so dumb because I feel like I should have realized this as soon as 13 came out and they started pushing towards app. App server rendering is very confusing to me. I'm making efforts in order to learn app, but it's still something conceptually that just makes no sense to me. Like a good rule of thumb is just if it's going to be interactive, it's client, you use client, but if it's server, then you do use server. If it's not something interactive that someone's going to be interacting with, you just use server. But it's just and then they're gonna phase out. So the thing is, they're gonna phase out support for pages. That is my issue, and I'm going to have to adopt this thing that doesn't really make sense. And yeah, because I want my pages to be fast. Honestly, my problem isn't about pages being fast. My problem is about distribution. My issue is finishing a project and then making sure people see it, not speed. There's been some conversations about what you should worry about as someone who's developing web applications or services or solutions, and it's just should we run Yarn? Yes. I like the at. So if you are making something, let's see if we can go a little bit bigger. If you're making something, like, you don't need to worry about speed. You need to make sure people are using it. And yeah. So anyway, that's my rant over. I'm just sad that, like, I know at some point Pages is gonna be depreciated, and then they're gonna be like, everyone's using the app router, and I'm like, I don't want to use the app router. Sounding like a crickety old man. But yeah, I'm gonna do something off screen real quick because I need to. Because I need to alter the enviv. All right, using SQL. All right. So what I'm gonna do is get the OpenAI key and put it in. All right. So now we have a key, and I can start messing around with stuff. Very excited. We're gonna go ahead and oops. Oh, dang. So can I make the terminal smaller? Maybe I have to just make a new one. Yeah, yarn dev. It just leaks my entire enviv. I'm just like, oh God. Oh God. All right, I'm gonna keep some notes. But today we're going to focus on at least doing the calendar. And we're also going to be helped by TailwindUI, which I believe has a calendar. And I want to do a day calendar and a week calendar. Let me see if they have it on Tailwind. They do have a week view. I was about to say, I was in here and they almost didn't have it. I was about to scream. Okay. So Pages. So how are we gonna do this? What I'd like to do is just delete the main. Bye-bye. Let's make a components folder. Again, don't know what I'm doing. Oops. Don't know what I'm doing. Components. And I paid for TailwindUI a bit ago, and it's been worth it ever since, TBH. So if you are in the market of, like, just making a bunch of products, basically, like, I highly recommend TailwindUI. Like, super simple. They just had a sale, but I still think it's worth the money. So we're gonna do calendar and const. I think we can do we can do week view. There's definitely going to be, and then return. I'll do a fragment real quick. So And then export default weak view, which means we have to pass in, because it's a view layer. I'm trying to do better practices when it comes to like all of this stuff. So this is a view layer, which means we pass in certain information and it will tell us where our state is. It will show it, like we pass in state and it'll interface with that state and show us things. Okay. Oh, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to squeeze this. So it's a big div, and we have to convert basically all of this into something functional, which is not fun at all. It's gonna be piece by piece. And then what we're gonna do on here is actually just import calendar. Quick fix. Oh, shoot. So yeah, I imported and I completely forgot that there is a bunch of imports that need to happen. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do components and blah 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 blah, stack trace yarn, add headless UI / React. And then we also have to do hero icons. Is it just React? I think it's just React. I think it's hero icons and then React. I'm just gonna wait a little bit, let that go. Actually, yeah, that is a good. Okay, class names is a function that they made, so I'm gonna say utilities. Utils. And we are going to format. It's not formatting. Format, no. Format, please, please. It implicitly has an any. You will guess what? It is any. Crap. I think it's I think they're strings. I think the classes will be strings. Yeah, what is that? Oh. Since it's a hook, we got to use it inside the function, and then we're gonna put the use effect. Okay, and this is where I always mess up because I'm just like, how do I show what I need to show? I will improve this in the future. But we'll try to do this. It's kind of responsive, so that's good. It's kind of responsive. It's kind of responsive. It's possibly null. This is true. This is why I don't like TypeScript sometimes. It's like when you're trying to do something really sloppy, like it bugs you. Okay, so we're at weak view, so that does that, and then we have a bunch of code to get through. I guess we have to start with the time, and I also don't know why it's not. Okay, it actually did it that time because I need to get the right time for now. You carry your. Okay. So we are going to do date time JS. We're going to look up how to get the current time and then have it because all of this is hard coded. I think this is fine, that the days are just not fine. I'm gonna use ChatGPT. I'm gonna phone in a friend. How to get current time and use it for calendar. Let's just say week calendar view and React. Okay, cool. So we have a use effect because all the state is gonna be, so basically the calendar is rendering state. The state passes in and then we get something. I shouldn't do it directly in here, but I'm going to just to get it done quickly. And then I'm gonna just abstract it out because this is just gonna be like a one pager. I wrote down notes about which other stuff that's gonna be in here. So habits and tasks are like one and the same, sort of like a habit is just a task that happens regularly. Hours are gonna be a modal. I'll make a modal for that, and then I'll probably do modal for like integration stuff, and then we should be good. Or actually, I don't even need. I could skip the settings stuff because it's like I'm the only one who's gonna be using this, so we can skip that as well. So we are going to do this, and then we're gonna go ahead and get the use states that it generously has given us. Bro doesn't know what use state is. What are you doing? What are you doing? You know what use state is. You know what use state is. Don't be fake. Oh my god, this is the first time I've seen a while in a very long time. Oh my god. So it's rendering in a very interesting way. So that's fine. That's actually fine. Start of week, end of week. Why date is not assignable? We can make it into is there a null? I guess what we can do for default is we can just do this. And then maybe it'll stop. Maybe. Okay, cool. So the default is today. And what I want to do is right here is the date time. So what we're going to actually do is I need to learn really quickly. We're gonna do today. Start of week. I guess today should be. Should today be state? No, the start of the week should be the thing that's guiding this. So set week start dot get. Isn't set oh week start. I was just like, what's going on? Get full year. Okay, so and then it was like a dash, and then it would be get month +1, right? Plus 1. Let me check Tailwind. Okay, so it's like get month, but I don't think it's like 0 indexed or whatever. 0 indexed. Or maybe it is. We'll see. We'll see in a second. I have a good feeling that that's not 0 indexed. Get month date JavaScript. So it says an integer from 0 to 11, so it's 0 indexed, 0. Let's just if this is less than 10, right? If this is less than 10, then we do 0 plus week start dot get month, and it should be +1. My bad. And then we just do this. Since it doesn't have like a leading 0, so we do this +1. And I don't know how to get the month. And we're gonna do this again and cannot find. Huh. It says it can find it, but it's just interesting. I don't know why I'm getting this error, which is the epitome of TypeScript. Me developing TypeScript, excuse me. Wait. So template string. All right, get full year. So, yeah. cowards, let me bracket. All right, cool. So, all right, when I click these buttons, it's gonna go back and forth between a week. I just have to get the month. Is there a way to get the month natively so I don't have to do any mumbo jumbo? Date or get month name JavaScript. All right, cool. You can use to local string to get the month, which is great. Week start. Okay, cool. So we have the first thing we need for it, which is a state that's passed in. So the two things that are gonna need to be passed into the week view are the week start and the week end, I guess. I guess you technically don't need the week end if do you need the week? If you give the week start, you don't need the week end because we know how long a week is gonna be. So I might ignore that. Okay, so now also I love how they use Monday as the beginning of the week. Monday is the beginning of the week. I don't make the rules. So the today button's gonna do something. I'm gonna make a to do right here that says to do when clicked set week start to this week. Gets the day of the week using local time. Gets the day of the month getting local time. Oh, this is bad. So the start of the week relative to let's just see if this looks right. Actually, I'm just gonna say, let's see. You know, I don't actually know. I actually don't know. Like, let's just okay. Let's just see. Okay, so we have today. We have the today button, which we're gonna worry about later. What we want to do is like we want to have this render the right numbers. So we need to find the pattern between all of these, which is that they are seemingly, for some reason, all buttons. All right, so what we all going to do is we're going to get rid of this. And then we're going to say days of the week because we're going to make an array and we're going to map out the day. All right, and then we're going to make a const days of the week. So this is going to be a string first. What I'm thinking is if I need to like make it an object or something like that, we'll do that afterwards. But I think for right now, if we just make it a array of strings, this should be fine. Wait a second. Oh, it's the resize. Oh, so we're gonna make this an object. So we get, and I'm gonna let ChatGPT do this part. So what we're gonna do is, wait, no, we'll do this. We'll do it like this. Full Monday, short, or we can say letter, or no, we'll do short. That makes more sense. M. No value. Yeah, I was about to say, what are you talking about? All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask ChatGPT to finish this for me because I am lazy. Can you make an array of objects that looks like this? Array of objects for the days of the week that looks like this. Why'd you put Sunday right there, bro? Bro, why'd you put Sunday there? Sunday is last. All right, so ChatGPT did that extremely fast, which was nice. That's why ChatGPT is useful. Like, that's why it's mostly useful for just like rote things, like things that you're doing over and over and over again. That's what it's used for like creativity and stuff like that. I wouldn't lean on it too heavily. Too heavily. Like, it can definitely be really good at starting something or giving structure to something, but then that's where you sort of step in and you're just like, okay, cool, like let me finish what was started here. But like otherwise, like it can't just do everything for you, or it can, but you have to be extremely patient with it. So okay, so what I wanted to do here, what I was doing here, and I didn't realize it because ChatGPT is cool like that sometimes. Full short, we're looking for short here. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this with this view. So I'm just gonna skip the a responsive view. Mobile view, and we're going to, so each one is in a div inside of here. So what we're gonna do is take this div and put it in here. And we're gonna delete these other ones. And it's gonna look weird. If I'm doing this right, this should look really weird. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is put day full right there. Or that's a shorthand, but God, you know what? I'm gonna keep it like that. It should it should be 3 letters. Um, so now we have to think through whatever the start of the week is. It's just gonna render that. And I'll just put the index there just to. Okay, yeah, we can do start week start plus I think week start get date. Okay. So get date is gonna get the right date. I'm just something's I think it needs to be +1, but I'm not sure. Like this makes sense, but let me look at because Wednesday had okay, cool. So in order for this to be right, I would have to add 1. And also, I'm gonna look up get day. So Sunday is the start of the week in JavaScript land, which is fine. Get day. So get day returns the instance of the day of the week for this according to local time. Okay, so we're gonna have to change the use effect. Because today is going well, today won't shift, but the start will shift. Hold on. I'm trying to think. Because on load, start of week is today, which is fine. Um, but I'm just thinking about if I toggle through, like, what will it look like? But this might be fine, TBH. Mobile view, desktop. So add event can be add event's gonna probably be turned into add task. And what I need to figure out is how to. I like it that it's draggable on Google Calendar, but we'll see. How does this work? So I have to figure out how events work. This is gonna be fun. Vertical lines, that's fine. And then time, vertical, horizontal lines. So I don't think I need to change this precisely. I kind of want to freeze this, right? Like I think I would want to have this freeze, but let me go ahead. What is this? Oh. All right. So, oh my lord. So we're gonna put this on the mobile viewer, and we're also gonna do this on the desktop view. We're gonna format so it looks pretty, and I'm gonna not worry about desktop right now or mobile. I just want to start moving around dates. So that should be up week view, which we actually need to take some stuff out. So it's going to be week view. There is no month view. And there is no year view. So when we go here, we'll see 2. And this is going to be add task. Okay. Okay, so this is today. So today makes and whenever we set these, so we're going to set all 3 of these buttons. So the first one, previous on click, previous week. Set week start. And let me look through. How to. My thinking is like you just subtract, right? Whatever the current is, whatever the current start of the week is, we just subtract a week. So week start. Get date minus. So date just gives me a day. Do we just do -7? How to get the last week with get date. Oops. Okay. So this is the date that we need. So new date. So we want, if we want to go back, we go to, this is the week start, which is the 11th. And then I feel like it should be this. No? Get the day of the month. That doesn't make sense. So if it's get date gives me get date 0 through 6 of the week, of the days of the week. If it's 0, that means it's the beginning of the week, which is fine. We just need this. We need to get the 0 for week start, but it considers Monday the day of the week. Oh my God, that's the issue. Since I'm using Monday, so you know what? I concede. I lose this. I concede. All right. We don't have to do this anymore. So what I have to do, what I just realized is like the offset's wrong because JavaScript is using 0 based and it's Sunday is the beginning of the week. So I concede, which means we're just gonna take this and just move it on top. God dang it. All right. So now this is the math stuff is gonna start to make more sense now. And I don't have to, because like I was just like, yeah, why isn't this working earlier? Why isn't just the index working? Because the start of the week shouldn't be any issues. So getting the start of the week is this, right? So like we should just make a function that returns the start of the week. So we're gonna do this. Get the start of the week. And the thing that you put in is a date. You just put in one date. And we will return a date. So that works. And now every time I want to do every time I want to go backwards, I don't have to think about it. But what happens is we're gonna take the get date, not the day, but we're gonna get the date of whatever the week start is. If we do 7, we might be fine because the week start, we already have the start of the week already. So in theory, we might not have to do anything. Okay. So yeah, this is wrong. This is very wrong. Um, because what we need to do is actually get the start of the week once we have gone backwards. So we're going to restart and then we'll go back. Get date isn't a function. What do you mean get date isn't a function? It is a function. Number is not assignable to date. That is true. Oh, I did this wrong. Number is not assignable to get date. This is going to return. Okay. Okay, so what I'm trying to figure out is like, how do you get the date? Like, how do you? This is gonna give me a number. All right, let me check the documentation. So, subtract dates in JavaScript. I'm surprised it doesn't just take this. Um, because my difficulty, the thing that I'm trying to figure out right now is like, so we got set weeks start. I'm just gonna say null for right now. I just need the com, or we can just do new date too. Honestly. So I need to subtract 7 from the current date, and I don't necessarily feel like I need to set it. All right, I'm going to do something gross. I didn't want to do this, but I will do it. So we're going to do a const, and we're going to call it t, which is just a temporary. So temporary minus 7, which is going to give us the, like, if I go to today and then I go back, the beginning of the week is 10. or we should see 3. So we should see 3 there. So T is gonna be since it's an object, I should be able to edit it afterwards. Set date. Set date to week start dot get date -7. And now this is a date, so we can set it like that. In theory, this should work. Dang it, I'm getting errors. I'm getting errors. You can tell that I've done this before. Wait, is it actually working? I don't know what's going on. Oh, right. Okay. So we have to do get the start of the week. So we're going to set it. We're going to move the week start to back one because this is a date object. Date object. So we just have to do that to the date. So we set the date. Number is not assignable to. Is it returning a number? I guess it is. I guess I don't even need that. I should be able to do this, right? Right? Number. It's not a number, it's a date. I'm so curious. So we're having this, but the days aren't being properly rendered. We have the day correctly now. It's giving us the date that we want, but it doesn't seem to be changing the days of the week. Week start. Wait, did it change? So it's backing up a week every time, but it's not. Why wouldn't the state update? Like, why isn't it updating? Why isn't it updating? Why isn't the state not? Why no update? Why no update? Set date minus. So when we on click, it starts set date why is it? Why is the state not changing? I'm so confused. Unless I'll just turn that off. So, or let me just turn this off. So it just. So I guess we have to change. I have an idea. I think because this is not based on. So we get week start and we get the day of the month, which is what we want for the week start, which is fine. Or we just rent, like we know we're gonna do 7 for the view. Let me just. If we don't want to do this, we want to do 7 specific ones. So we can do array. Wait. We're just gonna say value and index. But it's like it's not changing. I need it to re-render once the values change. State values not updating with state change React. So it re-rendered. So I hit this, and then it re-renders. So it's not immediately re-rendering. So we go back, and then we go back, and then we go back, and then we go back. It's gonna say this. So instead of saying, "Hey, we need to render the days of the week," just 7 generic. We need to. It needs to just all be based on what's happening with the start of the week. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT how to add to date inline. How to add day to day inline. All right, cool. So you can do somewhat weird stuff by doing new date, and then we're gonna just return the get date, and we should be able to do this like natively. So we just do plus I. Oh wait, we also have to say OMG live stream. Hey Elias. Um, set date. I don't know. Set date. Date. I'm trying to make this calendar make sense. I'm trying to render the days of the week, but I cannot figure out the math. I think what we're going to do for today is just make sure that when I go back and forth, it's rendering properly. And it seems to only re-render if I step out, which doesn't make too much sense to me. But yeah, what I'm going to figure out today is just being able to navigate back and forth. How do I render the days of the week using a week start variable? Okay. So it wants me to do that, which I felt like I needed to do an array, but I don't know if it's gonna fix the issue of like not being able to. Let's see. Mm, this is nice. Is there any music? Uh, you don't hear anything? Hmm. I need to get some copyright free music for next time. Get copyright free music. All right, so use effect. I'm gonna just label this fires on initial render, or after initial render. Fires after. I think that's important. Okay, so okay, that music. Okay, cool. Get the day name. I just need the number. Let's go. Let's try days of the week. We're gonna go for. We'll try a classic for loop. Const I equals 0. I is greater than 7. I iterates. And can I actually do this? Return or generate the week. What we'll do is we'll get a date and we will return the rest of it. We'll do it this way. Days, which is just a container. And we're going to take the day. We don't even need this. We just need the date. Wait, why is it? We don't even need current date. Because we just need this. I don't need the day name. I just need the day number. So we do we're just gonna set this equal to the date, which is the start of the week, and then the day I get day. So day get day, and then we just have to iterate on the day. Day equals set dates. Date get date plus I current index, and then we can just do get day. Control against array. This should be a number, and then generate the week, and then we have a Oh, I have to return days. So I have to return React nodes. So return days. Bro, chill. Okay, so now we are getting nonsense. We just need to fix it. So we generate the week, takes a week, and gives us a bunch of days. It also has to have a certain. So also let me get the uh the days of the week. It's supposed to look a little different. Um, let's change this into this span. Though I will need that span in a second, so we'll just do that. Days of the week, and then we just need to get the day slash get the get day of the week. Oh, and full. It's not gonna be null. Chill. It's not gonna be null. And date won't be null because it's not optional. Uh, uh, it's a it's a const. It wouldn't be undefined. Object is possibly undefined. Get day. It's like rendering something else every time. It's based on state. I'm just so confused on why it's just like. Maybe it's because it's using the same date and memory. Oh. Okay. I guess we could actually do it the way I was doing it before. I'm just I'm gonna redact this for right now. So it shouldn't be get day, it should be get date. So if I do this, so this is what I want. I think I can replace this for loop with a map, so I stop getting that type error, and I basically get this without immediate penalty. The issue that I'm still thinking that I'm gonna have though is like, is that it's not updating, it's not rendering when I update state, the component isn't re-rendering. But let's try to see if we can problem solve by ourselves for a second. So nothing unusual on here. We're just importing this and it's managing its own state. We're using use state. There's a use effect that actually uses the state, which does okay. So we're gonna say key. So if I refresh, so I can actually see it change once it starts on the use effect. And I actually don't need the end of the week. But I don't know why it's set week start isn't working though. This is the confusing part. It's like it doesn't seem to work. I probably actually don't need this. So I refresh. Hmm. what if we go ahead and do this? So we have previous state right here, previous state, and we don't need the previous state. We just, man, what? Update state date not updating. Oh, so I have to do that. I have to wrap it in a new date. Okay, so that's just like something that okay. So I figured it was something like that. It had to do something with the value that's being pointed to. This is stuff that I would probably catch if I played with lower level languages a bit more. I'd be like, oh, if it's an object, I have to like basically create a new object in order to get the state to change. Now, though that being true, I don't know why it's re-rendering once I do this. Why is it doing that? Is there something firing? Where's hello? If I do this, let's put the old way back in, and then I can basically call the stream. Most of this was just me being like, why isn't this working? Why is this working? Why is this working? And now it works. But let's right, we're gonna fix that in a second, and we want to go back to the old way of pushing the time, which should be up here. So instead of this, since I'm just giving it t, it thinks it's the same value. So this, okay, and it's not updating because I think what's happening is TRPC is using next query or React query, and it's just updating every time we hit that. So cool, awesome. I'm not crazy. At least to my knowledge, I'm not crazy. And then forward is gonna be +7. Look at that. And then today, what would be the start of the date for today? We just put what the initial thing was for this. So we just new date it. We just literally new date it. So we do, instead of week start, because this isn't relative to anything, this is relative to today, we get the new date, and then we set the date to t. So let's do this, and then we're gonna go really far away. And then we're gonna do this. We're gonna keep going into the future. And then we're gonna go back. All right. Now we're gonna clean up the not the use effect. We're gonna clean up the generator. Because I'm not crazy. We're going to exit out of that. We'll do days of week map, and then day or current. We'll just say cur day. And we will put everything in brackets. we will put this cur and we can actually make days. Okay, cool. We fixed that. Cur day full. Did you mean date? No, I didn't. I mean the value that's right there, bro. And then we just have to make this return. All right, we fixed it. Now we could do this. All right, let me make sure that's right. Let's go to August. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, not the same, but so Sunday is 27. All right, can I do this? Sort of make it the. I can. Nice. All right, that seems to be working pretty well. We just gotta make a space right there somehow. I don't know how we're gonna do that. Can I not just add a space? Let's see. So it sort of does that, but this should work. This should work. All right, so now I don't have to do any weird stuff with spacing and days and everything. All right, cool. So we have the calendar view working. I don't know how the events are going to play into this. I think the events are going to be terrible because I have to interact with them, and I haven't even done day view yet. But I feel like once I'm able to get this view and how, if once I can understand how this view works, I think we're good. Let me also, when it comes to generate the week, I need to make sure that I do VM. How can I do this? We're gonna say class string and then we're gonna say if current day, if date or not get is equal to and we're gonna make this rounded full purple semi-bold. If it equals the same Oh no, I've been muted for a ton of time. No, I didn't realize. No. Yo, yo, yo. We are just trying to figure out the math behind these events. Like 2 is like the top, and I'm just trying to like what would be, I guess this would be the bottom, and it's 288. So like let's see what happens when we put 288. If we wanted this, what about 289? No, it's okay. It's a-okay. So it's like under the row. It's under the grid. Let's do 240. I guess what we can do is we can take this. We can take the hours. And then we can divide it. So 0 is 2, and we're talking about like the y value. This is not making any sense. Like I don't know how to describe it without sounding super crazy. But like I need to take this space and divide it evenly, basically. So I have to take a column and divide it evenly because column makes sense. Like right, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that's pretty easy. But then we have to go like when we have a time, and don't even think about like we're thinking about where the row is, right? We don't have to worry about the span. We just have to think about the row first. And then span is just based on like how many minutes, and like that's easy. But it does imply that we're like spilling some stuff over sometimes too. So like if there's a day, then if there's a time that is like going over like I guess 12 p.m. or 12 a.m., it spills over here. So we might have to think about that. I could also just not think about it. There's also that. I just want a formula. Let's see. 6 a.m. Let's say breakfast. Breakfast is at 6 a.m. and it's 74. I feel like we should just be looking at the row repeat. But we can't because we can think about, wait a second. So we know that this is 2. This extra space is 2. And that also gives us all day space. So let's see. We know that this gives us 2. So 2 is 12. We can also just say that this is a boundary. So 2 starts. I don't know what ends, but then we can just divide that time. Let's divide the time. So 286 basically divided by 2 equals 143. Okay, actually that doesn't help me at all. 2. Let's just think in 5 minute intervals. How many 5-minute intervals are in 286? That's 5. No, no. God dang it, no. All right, we're gonna have to deal with that. I think it's right here. I think the answer is right here. It's just based on 1.7. So it's not even like 2, I think. Or at least there's a little padding. Can you hear me? Yeah, there's a little padding that's pushing it away from everything, which is like A-okay. So like 6 a.m., we can figure out this math. We can actually figure this out. 6 a.m. and we can subtract 6 a.m. (74) divided by 5 or divided by 1.5 or 1.75. What happens if I do 72? It moves it up a little bit. I want to go. How do I go up an hour? My guess is 1.75 times what's an hour? And how many intervals? It seems like 5 minutes. Like a row is like 5 minutes. So 5 minutes. And we want to go up an hour. How many 5 minutes? How many 5 minutes are in an hour? 12. So 21. So 71 minus 21. 50. 53. So this should be 5 o'clock. 5 a.m. 5 a.m. No. I was wrong. Okay. Maybe it's just 12. So 66. Wrong again. 24. Close. We want to get the 5. And when we did 24, we went up 2 hours. So it should be 12. It should be 62. Did I do I did the math wrong. Okay. So 12 on the Y is an hour. But the offset starts at 2. So it's plus 2. So we just start at 2. We start calculations at 2. Okay, I checked the sound to make sure it was working. It is. It is working. And we're almost finished. This has been it's so easy to stream for hours when I code, but when I'm playing games, I'm like, I want to die. I don't understand this. But anyway, I think I have somewhat of a thing. So you start at 2 and then it's 12s, which is really easy math. So if we want to be like, what's a random time? Let's say 3 in the afternoon, right? So 3 in the afternoon, which is 13. That's 13 12s. Let's do 13 12s plus 2. And then you just add 2 plus 2. So it's 158. So I want this. I want testing 0, 158, which should be 3 p.m. If I did the math right. Hold on. I did the math wrong. Hold on. 3 p.m. is 15. And then plus 2. So 182. And it's going to be 30 minutes. Yeah. Woo! I did it. Okay. So we have a formula for everything that's going on. Which is great because I was just like, what is happening? So that means I can start putting events, rendering events on here, right? So we still have to, there's still a lot of work to go. I would say that we still have to do the day view. If we've done the day view, optionally we can set the date, like the start of the week, but we need to do the day view. We're gonna have to we're gonna need a task container, which is only render logic. We still have to get the state. So when once we get onto the app, we have to pull from something, which should be our task, and then we render them. And there's still a lot more to do. I think I'll do a bigger stream tomorrow, but like this was a good, like, okay, what do I need to do to stream this and document it properly? And yeah. I don't know if anyone is still watching, but thank you so much for watching. Oh, I have to make a modal for adding tasks. So I can start writing out tasks that I need to do in order to get this finished. I have an API key for OpenAI, and before we actually end up using OpenAI, before we end up like finishing with OpenAI, like there's a bunch of stuff to do. So OpenAI logic, Google Calendar logic. I think at the beginning, what we can do is just make sure that it's outputting a file correctly before we're interfacing with my actual calendar. So it doesn't, like, that's what I want. I want it to interface with my actual calendar, but we're going to test it. This is iterative. So we have OpenAI stuff. We have Google Calendar stuff. We have we have the day view. We have the week view. We have the add a task. We have add a task. We have the task container. We have to pull from Todoist. So that's another integration. That's 3 integrations. Yeah, we still got stuff to do. Until next time.